Hey everyone, and welcome to this deep dive. We're going to be taking a close look at Shadows of Atonement.
Yeah, this will be fun.
Specifically, we're diving into Elizabeth and Bryan's relationship,
Hmm.
and Elizabeth's journey as she discovers the truth about Bryan and then seeks redemption for her past choices.
And I think what makes the story so captivating is that it really starts with a bang.
Yeah.
Elizabeth walks into her home expecting it to be empty,
Right.
and she's immediately met with this unsettling discovery.
Oh yeah, that stack of papers with their name on it.
Right, and then
Just sitting there.
this letter, it's not your typical Dear John letter.
No, it's not.
It hints at, deeper pain and resentment than you would typically see in a breakup note.
Right, and it really leaves you wondering what happened between them.
Yeah.
What led to this moment.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's where Elizabeth's frantic search for Bryan begins. She calls her son Alex, but even his response is telling.
Oh, absolutely. He calls her Elizabeth, not Mom.
Right,
It's like right away.
right.
Yeah, there's this distance between them.
There's a lot of baggage there.
Yeah, a lot of baggage. And as the search intensifies, the police get involved. They're searching the house, the woods, even the river. But there's no sign of Bryan.
Yeah, I think the search itself becomes symbolic of Elizabeth's emotional journey.
Yeah.
She's not just searching for her husband,
Yeah.
she's also searching for answers.
Right.
She's trying to understand what went wrong in their relationship.
She's searching for understanding.
Yeah.
And then there's that discovery by the river Bryan's phone,
Oh, yeah.
open to a gallery of thousands of photos
Of Alex and Elizabeth.
of their family.
Yeah, it's like a punch to the gut.
It is.
It's a reminder of his love for his family, but also his absence.
And it just adds another layer of mystery to his disappearance.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Is this a clue or is this a final goodbye?
Right. As if things weren't complicated enough.
Right.
Bishop enters the picture.
Oh, yeah, the other man.
Uh-huh.
This adds a whole new level of tension to the story.
Oh, it does.
The confrontation between Elizabeth and Bishop is so intense.
Uh,
He accuses her of not even caring that Bryan is gone.
right. And it forces Elizabeth to confront her own actions.
Right, her own role in all of this.
Exactly. And then, boom, Bishop's trailer explodes.
It's a huge turning point in the story.
Yeah.
It shifts from a missing person case to something much more sinister.
Right. And the investigation uncovers these illegal propane tanks.
Right, suggesting this was no accident.
Exactly.
Huh?
And while all this is happening, Alex decides to take matters into his own hands.
Yeah, he starts digging into Bryan's digital life.
He's trying to find any clue to his whereabouts.
He's recovering deleted files, looking at Bryan's online activity.
And what he finds starts to paint a very different picture of his father.
Yeah, he discovers this hidden side to Bryan, a side that he never knew.
Right.
A side filled with pain and resentment,
That Bryan kept hidden.
but also incredible compassion.
Yeah.
He finds evidence of Bryan's secret acts of kindness.
All these people that Bryan was helping.
Stephen, Greg, Mark Lilly, Rachel, Jennifer Duncan, Tom, even Bryan's own mother-in-law, Cherry.
It's a long list.
It is. It's like Bryan was living this double life,
Right.
the loving husband and father,
Yeah.
but also this man consumed by his own inner turmoil.
Right. And it really makes you think about how little we often know about the people closest to us.
It does. It's like everyone has their secrets.
Yeah. And as we dig deeper into this story, we're going to see how these secrets unravel and how Elizabeth ultimately confronts her own past choices in search of redemption.
It's going to be an emotional roller coaster.
It is. Buckle up.
It's interesting how the story shifts between different points of view.
Oh, yeah.
We see things from Bryan's perspective,
Yeah.
Elizabeth's, Alex's, even Detective Hayes.
He gives you this really well-rounded view of the situation.
Right, you understand everyone's motivations a little better.
And it keeps you guessing.
Exactly. And while the police are focused on Bryan's writings, Elizabeth and Alex are dealing with this moral dilemma.
Yeah.
Do they reveal what they know about Bryan's secret acts of kindness?
Right, because on the one hand, they want to protect him.
Right.
But on the other hand, they need help finding him.
It's a tough call.
It is.
Yeah.
And ultimately, they decide to dig deeper into the information they've gathered on their own.
And for Elizabeth, those messages about Bryan's generosity are a real turning point.
Yeah, she starts to question her own perception of him,
Right, the narrative she had created in her mind.
the one fueled by hurt and resentment.
Yeah, and seeing his compassion for others, it forces her to confront her own misjudgments.
It's like she's finally seeing him as a complete person. Flaws and all.
Right, and then they find more letters written by Bryan.
Oh, wow.
Letters he never intended to send.
Really?
Yeah, filled with raw emotion and vulnerability.
It's like getting a glimpse into his soul.
It is. You can feel his love for his family, his regrets, his struggles.
And it just emphasizes how little we often know about even those closest to us.
Exactly. And meanwhile, Bryan is out there on his own, trying to survive.
Constantly looking over his shoulder.
And even in isolation, he still shows kindness to others. Like that encounter with Greg.
Yeah, the young man contemplating suicide.
Bryan talks him down, offers him hope.
It's a powerful moment. It shows that even in the midst of his own struggles, Bryan still has the capacity to help others.
Absolutely. And all the while, D-Man is lurking in the background.
Orchestrating events.
Pulling the strings.
Right, like that car chase.
Oh, man.
Talk about intense.
He's got some serious skills.
Yeah, and he leads them back to that abandoned mall.
The place where it all began.
Right, a place filled with memories for Elizabeth and Bryan.
And following his clues, they finally arrive at the cabin where Bryan was hiding.
But just when they think they're getting closer,
they run into Bishop.
Oh, boy.
Talk about a tense reunion.
Yeah, it all culminates in this dramatic confrontation, and the cabin goes up in flames.
Whoa!
It's like a symbol of the destruction that their secrets have caused.
And then D-Man appears out of nowhere.
Yeah.
He rescues them from the burning cabin.
And he reveals his true identity.
David, the man Bryan saved years ago.
It's like everything starts to make sense.
Right.
David's appearance connects Bryan's past act of kindness to the present.
It shows how our actions can have these ripple effects.
Exactly. And David, driven by gratitude, has dedicated his life to protecting Bryan and his family.
He's become their guardian angel.
And he reveals that a powerful organization has been targeting Bryan all along.
Shaping his life for their own sinister agenda.
It's like something out of a spy movie.
I know, right?
And so David leads them to this secret bunker, this high-tech sanctuary.
Wow.
It's a place where they can finally be safe.
Can start to heal.
But as they settle into this new reality, they discover something that raises even more questions.
What's that?
Rows of crates marked experimental.
Ooh, that's ominous.
It is. This bunker, it's incredible.
It's like a whole other world.
State-of-the-art technology, luxurious living spaces.
Yeah.
Enough supplies to last a lifetime.
It's more than just a hideout. It's like they could live here forever.
Yeah, and then under those crates.
The ones marked experimental.
Yeah, what's in those?
I don't know, but it can't be good.
And then David finally reveals the organization's true plan.
And it's terrifying.
They want to replicate Bryan's abilities.
Create an army of enhanced individuals.
It's like something out of a science fiction novel.
But it's real.
And David, he's determined to stop them.
He's risking everything to protect Bryan and his family.
It's amazing how he's turned his life around.
Yeah, from the brink of suicide to this selfless protector.
It's a true testament to the power of redemption.
It is. And then finally Bryan arrives.
Oh yeah, the reunion.
It's such an emotional moment.
You can feel the relief, the joy, the love.
They've been through so much.
And now they're together again.
But Bryan, he's different.
Yeah, he's changed.
The time in isolation, it's forced him to confront his demons.
He's come to terms with his past.
But he's still haunted by it.
Right, and he's not just trying to survive anymore.
No, he wants to fight back.
He wants to expose this organization.
Protect his family. Protect the world.
And as they dig deeper into the bunker's secrets,
Bryan reveals that he's been doing his own investigating.
He's piecing together the organization's motives.
It's like they're forming their own little army.
Ready to take on this powerful enemy.
They may be outnumbered, but they're not giving up.
They have something this organization doesn't.
What's that?
Love, loyalty.
Yeah. Those are powerful weapons.
They are. And so the story ends
with a sense of hope,
but also uncertainty.
Will they succeed? What will happen to those experimental crates?
It's a cliffhanger.
That leaves you wanting more.
It does. This deep dive into Shadows of Atonement has been quite a ride.
It is.
It's a story about love loss, betrayal redemption.
And the power of the human spirit.
If you haven't read it yet, I highly recommend checking it out.
You won't regret it.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep diving deep.